got an easel and some glass and some butcher paper and started practicing. Hey, my name's David. I'm a sign painter here in Charlotte, North Carolina. My company is PrimeTime Signs. I've been doing this about 5 years. I practiced for probably a year before I really started not even necessarily advertising, but just doing stuff for friends at that point. I wanted to be comfortable with what I was doing before putting out a product, essentially. I have a handful of friends in the tattoo industry, and I was doing a couple things for them. A barbershop reached out to me. It was like a bigger job. I just kind of went for it and charged definitely not enough, and did a lot of work for little pay. But for the first probably 2 years, I was just kind of shooting in the dark. Usually, find somebody that's willing to take you under their wing and teach you, show you the ropes, or take workshops, stuff like that. You could be doing it for 40 years and still go to a workshop and you'll get something out of it, I'm more so just am willing to work hard and figure stuff out and screw up a bunch and be really bad at it and then eventually I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little better. With any art, it's it never comes easy to me, but it's fun and I enjoy the challenge, I guess, even though sometimes you have meltdowns and are just mad at the world because you can't seem to figure it out. There are so many local coffee shops and breweries and just handmade things that people put out for markets. I mean, look at all the markets that happen almost every, other weekend, once a month at least. And tons of people are making jewelry and all sorts of stuff, just being creative. I think with that, people see what I do or what, other sign painters do, and they're like, man, that's really cool. And that's something that I can put up in my shop or have on my windows or on my wall or outside. And it's not just a sticker that some company's just printing off. It's hand done and it has its imperfections, but at the same time, it's made with love, I guess. That sounds corny. The advantages of hand painted sign versus vinyl, main thing is, well, there's a couple main things, but I always say longevity. You got 15 years, solid before, at least 10 before it really starts showing serious wear. But at that point, it ages like wine, I guess, is what I would say. It looks cooler to me in time. I think that adds to the character of a business. Sometimes I work with graphic designers. A lot of the more corporate or bigger companies, they'll have a designer that creates the design for me, and then I just go print it off. But a lot of the tattoo shops and barber shops and stuff like that, they really want me to just kind of do my thing. Here's what we want it to say, do your thing, and I'll kind of go back and forth with them. I really enjoy doing the tattoo shops because I can kind of just do whatever I want and they love it. It's tough for me having my studio in my house to stay focused a lot of times, but once I get into something, it's easy just to go through it and really just have fun. Once I start, there's a lot of DIY with it. There's obviously rules to it, but you're creating your own thing. You can't really get much more DIY than that. I did grow up right off of in South End pretty much. That's where I grew up skateboarding. I was there when I was probably 12 years old when Black Sheep first opened, but we were there and that was just a little hot spot. I think, with all the development, there's a lot more work for people like me because there are businesses opening up that do want, hand painted signs and stuff like that. It's kind of, same boat with anything. You just gotta be willing to take the L a lot and learn from that instead of being oh, I suck, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm never quite satisfied. My harshest critic. There's so many people in the world that have been doing this for so long and have mastered it. A lot of the history in Europe goes way, way back, and especially with gilding, like gold leaf type stuff. The craftsmanship there is just insane. I'm happy to be here and to learn from them as much as I can, just to continue doing this craft and to keep it alive. And, you know, it's such a cool thing.